Hi, guys. So, we're so excited that you're still tuning in with us. If you didn't know, my name is Sarah Beasley, and I am the founder of Team Faith Love Fitness and a Star Diamond Coach. And today, I just wanted to talk to you guys now about your why. So, we in our team, we like to say your why should make you want to cry. And, so I'm going to tell you guys a little about my why and where I come from and how I got started in this business. So, so growing up, I was really from a broken home, and despite all of the challenges that were thrown at me, and I was young and I grew up really fast. I matured really fast as a little girl, and I was raised by my dad, a single dad, and I had brothers, and so I was like the little Miss Independent of the family, and I made sure that the house was clean. I cooked, I cleaned, I did everything my kids sure don't do. And had woke my dad up for work in the morning, woke my brother up for work, for school, got us on time on the bus and things like that. And so the thing was that growing up in a lifestyle like that, I was always a very social person, a very vibrant person. I have a passion for people. I love people, and I love to see people smile. And, I found out really quick as a young girl that, you know, you could be anybody you wanted to be. When I went to school during the day, no one knew where I came from. No one knew that I didn't have a mom in my life. No one knew all the things that I was kind of suffering and going through. And that's what kind of got me through it, was just having an amazing personality and making the most of every day and being positive about every day. Like every day was just a new beginning. So I got older, and I had went to the same school my whole life, grew up in the same town, and then high school came, and my dad wanted to move. I was just devastated. I thought my whole world was crashing down. We moved right before I started high school, which is a weird time for anybody, anyways. And I was never happy with my body. Growing up in the family in the house that I did, we did not eat healthy. We had all sodas. There was not fruits and vegetables in our fridge. There was sodas and frozen food and just, junk food. So that's kind of where I came from, and that's all that I knew. You don't really learn in school about how you should be healthy, how you should be eating. I feel like that's really something that comes from your home. So I never knew how to be happy in my body, and I didn't have money to go find out or go to a gym or anything like that. So, so back to, I go to high school in this whole new town, and it was the scariest thing, but it was the best blessing I ever had, because I met my now husband, and, we met when I was 15, and I won't say how old I am now, but it's been quite a while. And he's always been the best support system and the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I him. So, so we were young and in love, and we dated for a few years, and we had the best time of our life. And then I was a teen mom. So, all the struggles that go with being a teen mom, but I was the happiest that I'd ever been. I always just wanted to be a mom, and I wanted to be the mom that I never had. So, no matter how hard that seemed or anything like that, I knew I was going to be amazing at it, and I knew that me and him together were going to do some amazing things. And so for a long time we just lived off of love, and did all the hard stuff, and I worked, and he worked, and we worked and didn't see each other, and all those crazy things, and we struggled. And then the thing for us was he decided to join active duty military. So we thought, this is going to be great and, it's going to be amazing. Well, we go and we move millions of miles away to the middle of little old Kansas, and where we were nowhere near anyone we'd ever known, and in a completely new place. And at that point, I had gained about 70 pounds with my first, and I did lose a lot after, just naturally, not trying. And and so I was okay in where I was at that point. Like I said, I never really loved my body my whole life growing up, and so it wasn't something that I was kind of always taught. The women in my family were big, so that was just the way I was going to be, especially after having kids, and that just didn't really change. And that's kind of just what I believed. So, you know, I may not have been happy in my own skin, but I had this amazing, amazing husband that loved me dearly and loved everything about my body and about me. So he was always there to just support me and encourage me and tell me I wasn't big and, all those sweet things that great husbands do. So, so there we were in Kansas, and I had my second baby, and I got up to about 250, 60 pounds. And I was having such a difficult time with how I looked and how I felt. We were living paycheck to paycheck, struggling really bad. And then we found out my husband was going off to his first deployment overseas for a year. So so we went through that, and we, like I said, we just struggled with paycheck to paycheck, and I had always just wanted to be the mom that I never had and be the wife that I never had, and just, be there for my family all the time. I didn't want to go to work outside of my home. I wanted to be there with my kids all the time and there for my husband to make his breakfast before he went to work, before, have his lunch ready, have his dinner ready when he got home, all of those things that I'd always kind of dreamed of. Dreamed of my dad having in a wife, dreamed of, me having as a mom in my life. And so that's what I wanted to do. But we were struggling so much with our income and our finances that I just had to do something else. So I found out about home daycare. So I got my license and I went through all of that, and I started in home daycare, which was great. I actually loved kids. I went to school for a bit to be a teacher, and I always just had a huge passion for children. So I loved what I was doing, but I was so overweight. I was obese, and I knew it, but I didn't know what steps to take to change it, and I didn't have time. I thought, I am working 5:30 to 5:30. My husband's deployed. I have all these things going on. I have, two kids at that point of my own, and I don't know what to do. So I just struggled. I struggled with depression. I went through, the doctors gave me all kinds of depression medicines that just made me feel awful. And a doctor one time even prescribed me something that would help me lose weight because I was so depressed about it. And it was like a drug. It made me feel like I was on speed, and it was just awful. I couldn't sleep at night, and then I would be in a terrible mood the next day, and I knew that it was not what I wanted to do if I wanted to lose weight. So I just kind of went on. I didn't take that, and I kept trying different depression medicines and trying to figure out what was going on with me. And, just still being that person that I was as a little girl and never letting anyone see it except, my best friend, my husband. And like I said, he was always just there to support me and, tell me everything was going to be okay. So So then we went through that year and he came home and we had during his R&R, I got pregnant again that year, and he came home and we had our third precious little baby. And I was still, very obese, and I was in a size 22 jeans after I had him, and it was really hard, and I was still struggling with the depression. And then a few months later, we found out my husband would be leaving again for his second 12-month deployment. And I was going to be all alone again. And I really hadn't, even the past year and a half that we had been there, I hadn't really, besides working and the families that I met, I was, when you're unhappy in your body, like I was, I didn't want to get out and go to social events. I didn't want to go meet people, and that's really hard when you're a military wife, because you have to put yourself out there and you have to go find things to do, and you have to find people to meet and be friends with. And so I just hadn't done that. So I didn't have many friends. I didn't get out much and all of those things. And so there we were, about to go through our third deployment. I had a newborn baby, a newborn baby, a preschooler that I took to daycare for like 2.5 hours a day, and a kindergartner. So I was up all night with a newborn, and I was just having a terrible time. My best friend was gone, and I was so depressed. But I had these three amazing, beautiful babies that I had to take care of, and I ended up shutting down my home daycare because it was just too much to handle when you're giving so much to so many others, and you're not taking care of yourself. It's just like a recipe for depression, and that's what I went through. So I had to just shut that down. I had to figure out what was going on with me. And one day I was in my bedroom getting ready for the day, just like always, and I saw myself and I just started to cry. And I remember my girls being there, and they were just sitting on the bed, and they're like, "Mommy, why are you crying?" And I definitely didn't want to tell them why I was crying, and I decided I had to change. I needed to change. I needed to feel better. I needed to get back to who I really was. And so how do I do that? I was, a military wife, and I knew that military spouses could go use a gym on post for free. So I was the type of woman that, if we're already struggling paycheck to paycheck in this thing, and I'm not about to spend any of our income on myself. I shopped at Goodwill, and I did very little in any expenses for me. And everything was about, how my husband was doing overseas and how my kids were doing, and they had everything they need and all those things. And I never took time for myself. So I had a solid like 2.5 hours where I could drop one off at school. I could drop another one off at preschool. I could drop another one off at daycare. And I could go to the gym for 45 solid minutes and do a 45-minute workout class. I had a solid hour, so that would give me enough time to be back at the preschool to pick up the preschooler. So I started going to this gym. I had no idea how to use any of the equipment there, and I just kind of stared at it, and I'd get on the treadmill sometimes, and it was like the most boring thing I've ever done. I hated getting on the treadmill. I tried to watch TV with it. That didn't work. I tried to talk to somebody. That didn't work. And I just hated it. So I was like, okay, I'll start paying like $3 and going to these classes. So they were these CrossFit style classes, and I was obese. I was very big, and I still didn't know how to change what I was eating. I thought maybe I could just eat grilled chicken and salads every day. So that's where I started. And so I was eating those for lunch or for dinner sometimes, and then I would go to the gym for that solid 45 minutes. I was so tired because I was with a newborn up all night and things like that. And sometimes my husband, the time zones are different, so we would talk at certain times of the night and things like that. I was getting no sleep, and so I wasn't seeing any results. I was hurting so bad. I would get out of those classes and I would be sore the couple of days that I was at home. But then I would get on the scale and I wasn't seeing results. And it made me so upset. And one day I had this friend that was going with me to the gym, and she didn't have kids, and she was super helpful, and she helped me get my kids dropped off, and we would do it all together, and we were just this awesome team. And one day she came over to my house, and I just broke down on her, and I was like, I cannot go to the gym today. I don't feel like it. I've been up all night with this newborn baby crying, and it's been one of those nights. If you're a mom, you may know what I'm talking about. And I was like, there's no way I'm going. She said, oh, it's okay, it's okay. She was like, let's just go to my house. She had told me that she was doing this program on DVDs at home by herself when she left the gym with me. I always thought she was so crazy because the only thing that I had ever known of DVD programs were 80s DVD programs that I saw one of my great aunts have 100 of and never do them. So I just was not into that. But I went with her that day. She got me to go, and I did this workout with her. And I thought, there's no way that all these people get in this great shape and lose all this weight and look like those people on that DVD. There's no way. I was like, but that was a really good workout after I went home. So we kept doing it together, and I was losing weight. We started this program and we were doing it, and I was actually seeing results, and I was so excited. And then my husband came home and told me we were moving. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to lose this girl that I've been just doing this with for such a short time, and I've already been so excited and losing weight and everything. And then I remembered that there was this other lady on my Facebook newsfeed. She had been posting about Shakeology. I didn't know anything about what a Beachbody coach was. Even the girl that I was doing the home workout program with had never mentioned where she got her program from or anything about the online community. And I had no idea about it, but I knew that there was this girl on my Facebook newsfeed, and she was posting about Shakeology. And I knew that I was trying to change some eating habits, but I didn't have the books. I didn't have anything because I hadn't bought anything for myself yet. So I still didn't know how to change what I needed to be eating. I wasn't following any type of plan or, exactly the program because I was just doing it with a friend. But I knew it was working already. So I knew that, it looked like it was real stuff. So I actually met up with that lady that was posting about the Shakeology. She also had an online Etsy business or something. So I met up with her. I thought she was super nice. We connected, and then we moved. So we moved to this new state, and I thought, I'm still not going to spend money on that stuff. I'm going to keep, I'm just going to do this again at the gym. So I go to the gym, and I was like, this is not going to work. My husband's home now. He's working. He comes home at night. I was trying to go to the gym late at night and never see him and all those things. So I was like, this is still not working. So I dove in. I contacted that girl, and I decided to sign up to be a discount coach. That is all that I wanted from this business when I started. And I started the business, and I started losing crazy weight. I lost three waist sizes, pant sizes when I started drinking Shakeology my very first month. Added in with Insanity, the same program I'd been doing before is the one that I got again. And I had amazing results. I had the meal plans to follow, and I was doing a lot better. I was feeling great. I was feeling amazing. and I was sharing it on social media, not for any benefit, not to get people to join me, anything like that. I was just sharing the results I was having, and that's it. And, so I was posting, I was getting into I just started an Instagram, and I was just loving that people were loving my weight loss journey. So a while down the road, several months later, I started, people were buying from my website, and just from me telling them about it, me showing them how much weight I was losing, me showing them how happy I was and how excited I was and how this stuff was changing my life. And everyone saw it, and people can just feel things like that from your social media. So, next thing, I'm just seeing all these amazing coaches changing their lives from this business. Not just losing weight, not just, getting healthy, not just changing their relationships with their families, but actually making money and growing this huge income from home. And one day I just thought, why am I not doing that? So I started, and, it's been the best decision that I've ever made in my life. I wake up every day and I do something that I adore doing, and I get to be home with my kids. I get to still be the wife that I always dreamed of, being there for my husband 24/7, being there for my kids 24/7, and I get to work when I want to, and I get to take days off when I want to. I get to do what I want and build this business from home, and that's what all of you can do too. And I'm really sorry this video is so long. So if you're still sticking with me, that's awesome. But if not, I'm going to let you guys go now. But thanks so much for listening to my story. And I wanted to give you a preview of, dig down deep inside of you and find out why you're doing this. Why do you want this to work? Why do you need this to work? For me, I needed to lose weight. And eventually I needed something more for myself, for my family. And this business has given us all of that. And there's never been anything negative come from it. Negative 120 pounds. But that's about it. I've loved every step of this journey, and I love helping my team grow, and I love helping everyone that's a part of this team grow and do the same thing that I've done and make this work for you. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of our group and have a great day. Bye.